Welcome to the Pop Culture Cosmos.
And we're back. That's right. We're back with another Pop Culture Cosmos. It's Gerald Glassford. Come right back at you here for the Pop Culture Cosmos. Game Source, Inside Sports, Fantasy Football, Lakers latest, and of course, the Lakers Fast Break. Truly appreciate everyone checking out all of our shows. If you can, please like and subscribe. 5-star review wherever you need to as well. It is greatly and sincerely appreciated. And to all the radio stations around the world still carrying our show, it is also immensely appreciated as well. And if you're listening through that way, or YouTube way, Twitch way, Facebook, or any which way you're getting this show, I cannot thank you enough for spending some time with us right here at the Pop Culture Cosmos. But it wouldn't be a Pop Culture Cosmos without my good friend. Indeed, it is the master and ruler of the world, as Sid Vicious, the late Sid Vicious, would say. It is, of course, the guy who is out there checking you out on the scene where collectibles can be found at the Happy Hoarder, plus also as well the Plucky Gamer and Humanican Media. It is Josh the Great Peterson. What's up, man?
What's up? All right, I gotta get your thoughts, man. I need you to weigh in on the Jim Carrey face gate. All right, is it a plastic surgery or is it a body double? Which one?
Might be some slight modifications. Wasn't everybody's saying it's like, I can't even recognize it. I knew it was him right away. I don't even know what the big deal is, but okay. He's in his 60s, mid 60s. Of course, it's some touch ups. Fine. He's fine. It's all right. Whatever. But yeah, I don't know why it's such a big deal. People are just like freaking out over everything, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, I looked at him like, oh, his face looks weird, and then I didn't think anything else of it. So I don't,
Yeah, no, it blew up. Trust me, it blew up. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
because he received a lifetime achievement award from France. So yes, they were very happy to receive him. He's been always called the Jerry Lewis of the time 90s and 2000s, and so his style of comedy appeals to the French culture immensely. So he earned a lifetime achievement award, and when he was accepted, people were freaking out over his appearance at this event. So yeah, it's like, okay, whatever. He's had some work done. That's all. That's
Just
modified.
a little bit.
Just a little,
yeah.
Just blame AI.
How else do we all live forever? I mean, come on.
I don't know. Soon we will be able to answer that question, because I'm sure some people will try to cryo freeze themselves when it becomes more popular and more accessible to certain members of the public. But we'll find out. We'll wait and see. But it is, of course, the Pop Culture Cosmos. Josh and I have got a some things to talk about before we get into the Box Office Fantasy League for this year as well. Liked it so much that we're going to do the Box Office Fantasy League today, but gotta first mention the thoughts that he has on the looks like now that it's going to be steamrolling through Paramount's impending $111 purchase of the Warner Brothers empire. Josh, I'm not sure I'd loved it. I know I wouldn't have loved it if Netflix bought it. I know I don't love it because Paramount has bought it, but Paramount is looking more and more like they are, and they're going to get passed through with flying colors. Tell me your thoughts, my friend, on it, because at this point, it is what it is.
Okay. I think that something weird happened behind the scenes.
Oh, I know it did. I know it did.
I don't know if it's a political thing. It's probably a political thing. Because there are certain parties that were incredibly interested in the concept of Paramount owning Warner Brothers. And not so keen on Netflix owning Warner Brothers. So I think that probably had something to do with it. But also, like, I applaud Netflix for the humble step down, though, because that was like their statement showed a lot of humility. And I think if Paramount was they were bought by somebody, right?
No, they merged with Skydance. Remember, if they merged first, Larry Ellison came in, merged
Mm.
with Skydance, then reshaped Paramount, and is reshaping it in an image that suits him best. I'll
Yeah.
with that, and again, offered based on dollar share amount for the entire encompassing Warner Brother and its assets, including the video game studios, including the networks that it owns, CNN primarily among them. So again, we will see what changes are made. I know a lot of people have been against the changes that were made to the CBS News area primarily, but again, that's goes into a political thing that I try to stay away from on the show. But more and
Yeah.
more politics are really hard to go ahead and deny. But you're exactly right. You hit it on the head. I think the head of Ted Sarandos of Netflix went to the White House for a second or third time last week, and I think he came out of it realizing he was losing he was entering a losing battle.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't going to be accepted unless it took years of litigation, which I didn't want to really put it up with.
Yeah.
But getting $2.8 billion of the deal because they bid on it first. Their bid was accepted first,
Yeah.
and they're getting $2.8 billion to walk away. So I don't feel too bad, too bad for them. I don't like this transaction if Paramount bought it. I don't like this transaction if Netflix bought it. I think at $111 billion, I think you're not going to get your money back on your investment. This
Mhm.
is like the Xbox Activision purchase all over again, where you see this nice shiny toy and you want to buy the nice shiny toy, then you realize you overpaid on this nice shiny toy.
Yep.
You know what? Hey, it's not our money, but it will be our money when the rates go up for Paramount Plus.
Yeah. Yeah. I honestly like what you politics is bled into like every aspect of
It
life now.
has.
Like that is the worst thing because it's a poison. It's such a poison. But I'm really curious like what you mentioned this too. What are they going to do with it? Like what do they want? What's going to happen? Like what's their plan? Are we
And
going to
now
see
that they have it, what now? Like, what now? I mean, you're gonna make more DC content. You're gonna go ahead and incorporate everything from HBO Max is going to be part of now of Paramount Plus. I'm assuming
Yeah.
the TNT, TBS, CNN trifecta there, the main I guess networks that they own. Are they
Yep.
going to go be just swallowed up under the CBS empire? I don't know what exactly is going to be kept apart and what is going to be integrated in. I
Yeah.
just know, again, I wasn't in love either who won it, but you can't tell me why Netflix didn't deserve the opportunity to have it if you're giving it to Paramount. If you're looking this objectively, you just don't have a good reason for both. I just don't have a
Yeah.
good reason for either to have it. But if it should have been accepted, it would have been or should have been accepted on its face value. If you're going to accept it for Netflix, or if you're going to accept it for Paramount, you would accept it for Netflix as well.
So here's the thing, though. I mean, what the Paramount is, obviously it's old money, right? It's like it's a boomer thing. Like it's old money in charge, and
Well, yeah,
the
it's his
the
father, not
yes,
the David. It's the
yeah,
elder Ellison he's backing it up with all of his cash per se.
yeah, and
That's
there's a connection there too. Like their connection to the president, for example, is an old money connection, right?
yes.
Netflix is more in line, they're more in tune with the market of the people that aren't going to be dead in the next 20 years, right? Like it's so it doesn't make this Paramount doesn't make sense to makes less sense to me as a buyer than Netflix does.
Well, again, we are going to see the ramifications of this going forward, and I'm not sure we will like it either which way. We wouldn't have loved it either which way, whether Netflix got it or Paramount got it. But the best, I guess, the happiest people are David Zaslav people who run Warner Brothers and the shareholders who are getting a sweet deal out of this. But you just cannot tell me that Warner Brothers as a whole, despite the success yet last year of their films, as a whole entity is worth 111 billion. So you cannot run that by me and say, oh yes, just gonna put out more DC films and we're gonna make back that 111 billion dollars.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's been talk. I mean, and I don't know if it's true or not about a resurrection of the Snyder universe. And I don't know how smart that is at this point because it just seems like
Oh,
a
that worked out so wonderful before, didn't it?
massive waste of money. Yeah.
Again, it all trickles downhill, my friend, and that will be passed along to consumers, whether it had been with Netflix or it had been with, or with what it will be with Paramount. Because even Netflix would not have spent $111 billion, but they still would have been spending what, 28 or $29 a share in that range, which would have totaled about to close to $100 billion anyway. So, yeah, it will be passed on to the consumer, and I'm just not sure that the consumer nor Paramount is going to ever get their money's worth out of it. So
Yeah. So on a separate note, though, some of the Microsoft price hikes are starting to make a little bit more sense to me because I did not realize that because of the AI, the processing power that is required that all these companies are using to develop their AI, that the cost of production has gone way up.
RAM prices and hard drive prices, they're
Yeah.
going skyrocketing. Yes, that is correct.
So Sony to a lesser extent, but the Microsoft, Xbox hardware prices going up makes a little bit more sense to me than it did in the past.
Yeah, I thought that's something I thought we addressed. That's my fault if we didn't, as far as
Oh, maybe we did. I mean, I
because
don't know.
these RAM companies and hard drive companies are getting more value to selling it to to AI companies or to make it available for AI space than it is to sell those same RAMs or to sell that same hard drive to consumers. They can sell it for a much more profitable and much higher amount, and that makes those properties scarce, and that makes it just really harder to buy. And like you said, that's causing a price, the tariffs, the whole nine yards. The As far as it's just a losing situation for the consumer as well.
Yeah. Yep.
Fun, yes, but we're here for you, and we're going to try and cheer you up. But before we head over to the Box Office Fantasy League, wanted to go ahead and talk about a movie that we cannot bid on our fantasy league, and that is Scream 7. As we're filming this, it came off with their highest of ever franchise, Scream 7, with about $65 million here domestically and about $100 million worldwide. A great start for Scream and that Scream franchise, and it looks like it may continue. Although it's funny because I just saw today the first trailer for Scary Movie 6. They've got to go ahead and catch up. They've got one more to do after that.
You know what's crazy is that not crazy, but I mean, I applaud it, and then I'm also like, oh, you're tread carefully, man. The director of the new Scary Movie said that they don't care about offending people. They're gonna stick to their guns, and I'm like, that could be dangerous in 2025. We'll see what happens.
Well, I just saw the trailer. Yes, it looks like they are going there. Indeed, it is back to an R-rated, 2000s, early 2000s style format, and yeah, there you go. All right, we'll see what happens, but Scream 7 is back. Scream it's back as an IP, and it looks like it will continue. But if you guys have thoughts out there on the Scream franchise or Scary Movie franchise as well, I mean, Scary Movie though, this one is going to be probably, I think, a little bit better because in their absence they have so many. If you see the clip, if you see the trailer, they have so many different horror genres that were new since the last time they made a scary movie. So weapons and sinners and all those things are all now incorporated into this new movie. So if you have thoughts out there on Scary Movie or also as well Scream, let us know. Popculturecosmos at yahoo.com. Well, my friend, it is now time. It is now time. TJ and I have done a box office and video game fantasy league, and you and I have done a video game fantasy league, but it's now time to go ahead and do a box office fantasy league. So, my friend, who chose first last time?
I did.
Okay, so I will. So, okay, if that's the case, what would be a great place to start? What Where would I go? What is
Okay, wait. Explain this to me real quick, though. Are we going based on like score, rating,
No,
review?
this one's on dollar amount, and you said international. You specifically said international. Yes.
Yes.
For everyone out there, TJ and I also did a box office fantasy league, but he did it off domestic. So you and I are doing it off of international box office. We can also not choose any of the Chinese films that debuted over Golden Week because one of them already is the highest movie of the year.
And yeah, the good stuff coming out of the Chinese box office, I guess.
Yes. So Pegasus 3 is not available. Blades of the Guardians is not available. So no. Cannot touch that one, even though Pegasus 3 at the time of this recording is closing in on $500 million. So I'll just leave it at that. So the first pick, I'm going to go ahead. This is a little bit of a risky pick because if I pick it, I'm picking it on a week that Dune 3 has the share of the IMAX films, has the lion's share of the IMAX theaters. So does this film stay where it's at? Does it come out a week or two before and try to face off against Jumanji? Does it, it has to come out by Christmas, or does it get pushed into next year? But I think I would be remiss if I didn't say Avengers Doomsday.
Oh, dang.
Is my number one pick.
That's like as safe can get.
Yes. So I'm thinking at least $1 billion for that one. I'm not thinking $2 billion this time around. So yeah, that's probably what I'm going to go with right now. So my friend, what is your thoughts on what could be a good year, a really good year for box office? I think it will be an improved year for the box office overall.
Okay, so I am going to take the other safe bet, and I'm going to say Spider-Man Brand New Day.
I knew you would. That's exactly what I did with TJ, because he took Avengers, I took Spider-Man Brand New Day. Yep. And if you base it off of the last one, the Spider-Man, it could do very, very comparable business to what we saw with Avengers Doomsday, or what we see with Avengers Doomsday. So yeah, it could be very interesting as far as that is concerned. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and let me just think about this for a second. So again, we're talking about international. So something else that has to resonate worldwide about for that as far as it's concerned. So worldwide box office. Whew. I'm going to go Moana.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes. So I'm thinking when I'm thinking of it on a worldwide basis. So my second pick is Moana. I think this movie is live action. We all know how well Moana has done on streaming. It is what is it? Moana. Moana is one of the top movies of all time, streaming wise. And it just seems to resonate. Moana 2 has been a huge hit on streaming. Moana 2, you saw it was a great hit in theaters. So I think the live action version of it, people are still going to be liking what they see when it comes to Moana, my friend. So I picked Avengers Doomsday and Moana, and you've picked Spider-Man Brand New Day as your first pick. Where are you going from there as far as your next pick?
All right, you ready for this?
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Demon Slayer Infinity Castle Part 2.
Wow, nice. All right.
'Cause we know that's going to make at least 700, right? Like that, because even when the numbers were fluctuating, it's still within like 650 to 700. I think this is going to break 700.
Okay. Box office, you know what? I don't want you to say I'm cheating. I'm just going to tell you it's Box Office Mojo, and I'll leave it at that. So. That movie actually was not picked on either of our fantasy teams for TJ and I. So that's a great pick. I like it. And I think
I was scared you're going to pick that one next.
Because I think that's a movie that's really going to do well. I agree with you on that. So I'm going to go ahead and let's go with Nintendo next as far as it concerns. I'm going to go with It's a Me. It's a Super Mario. So Super Mario movie, which is coming out, I believe, in April. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and get that. So Super Mario movie. All right there. Super Mario Galaxy movie. I think it is. So Galaxy movie. So there you go. Let's go with that. All right. I mean, the last one made over $1 billion. There's still a lot of fans for it. It has done very well in streaming. I really think that is all signs. It's another safe bet for 800 to over $1 billion. So I really think that it's got a great chance of doing well, especially the fact that it's coming before the summer rush, because some of these titles that you and I will be picking for the summer may end up eating each other, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
That I think was why I did it, because it seems to be sitting out in an island all of its own here coming up in April. Your thoughts, my friend, on pick number 3 for you?
Okay, this movie is projected to make over $1 billion. All right, The Odyssey.
That was my next pick. You got it, and that's something that I picked ahead of TJ. So I picked that for my team against TJ. This film, I believe, has already sold out its first weekend on IMAX, if I'm not mistaken. So the money, at least right away, is pretty set, and I think it's already guaranteed itself 100+ million here domestically, and probably as much as 250, 300 million worldwide. So this could definitely be. I think it'll beat Oppenheimer. If it gets anything close to the reviews of Oppenheimer, I think it will beat Oppenheimer at the box office, because there's a lot of anticipation for that film. That's an excellent choice on that. I really like that choice, and that is something you and I are excited to go ahead and see. So The Odyssey is Josh's third pick. Fourth pick for me. Fourth pick for me. That's very interesting what we will see. I'm going to probably go with let's go with Toy Story 5.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Nice. Good pick. I just keep adding on to my list so I know that they're taken here. But yeah, that's awesome.
Toy Story 5, which again, I talked about this with TJ. It's for an episode as we taping this. I dropped it on our latest. It's the latest episode that we dropped for this channel was talking about the future of Pixar and how Pixar, with its newer IPs, has not found that same kind of success, but
Mm.
with the old tried and true Toy Story 5 and Woody and his bald patch per se that people are talking about. I don't know if you've seen the trailer as of yet.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, people are talking about his bald spot and the battle against technology there. So definitely think that movie has a chance to go over $1 billion as well. What's coming up next for you on pick number 4, my friend?
Okay, this is my last play it safe pick. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Then was it Minions and Monsters?
Oh, Minions 3. So it is Minions 3, right? Yes.
I don't know. I think
it is Minions. I think is it Minions 3? Let me see. Minions 3. Yeah, it is Minions and Monsters. You're right. But I think it is. Yeah, it's Minions 3 for lack of a better term. So yes, it is the third Minions movie. So, yeah, I picked that one. So that one has that series has achieved a level of success. I think it now. You could probably say it earns more than Despicable Me, or right there at. So I definitely think that's a very, very safe pick indeed. And now I think the fun begins.
Oh yeah,
Josh.
here we go.
I think this is where you and I both are really going to have some interesting thoughts again on this. So we'll see what happens here. So it is pick number 5, because now these titles going forward are maybe not shoe-ins or close to shoe-ins for being $1 billion. So I'm going to go. Whew, I'm going to go with Mandalorian and Grogu.
Oh, forgot about that one too. Jeez, where's my head at here?
And this one is really up in the air because I don't even think Disney and what's going on with Star Wars right now, Dave Filoni is really 100% secure with this film. And with the reboot of Star Wars that's on the way, with of course what's coming up after that with Star Wars with Ryan Gosling. So we'll see what happens as far as it's concerned. But Mandalorian Grogu, I mean, people have responded warmly to it. It extends this universe. The Mandalorian universe has been pretty popular on Disney Plus, and Baby Grogu has been well received. So I'm thinking it's going to lead to a good Memorial Day weekend. The legs, it's all about the legs, and I don't. That's where the question comes in on this film. Did you have thoughts on Mandalorian and Grogu?
It looks different. The thing that I keep thinking about with it though, what's going to separate it from the movies? Like, not the movie, the show. So what is it going to make me sit down and be like, yeah, I'm so glad that I paid money to watch this in a movie theater, as opposed to like, why couldn't this just be like a season 4 or 5 of The Mandalorian?
I agree. Could be nothing. That's part of the problem. So I don't know where they're going to really go from there. But it will be interesting to see. But I do think that it's not going to bomb like Han Solo, like Solo, a Star Wars story.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it will do the Last Skywalker Rogue One numbers, which reached $1 billion. So,
you know, I have just a random thought here. Why do you think they didn't ask Guy Ritchie to do the Solo movie? Because there's a heist movie, and he seems like he was the most logical choice to do that. Why Ron Howard?
Well, remember Ron, because that was after the two. Who was it? Lords and Miller.
Lord and Miller. Yeah.
Lord Miller. Yes, they had.
Even any studio head with half a brain, if they're like, oh, heist movie, who is the best person to direct the heist movie? Like, my brain would instantly go to Guy Ritchie.
Maybe your brain is thinking in that direction that they're not. Plus, also as well, remember Ron Howard. He's just a well-known entity. in that world, in that space, and he may have been easily gettable at that time. He may have been available. He's easy to contact because he has affiliation with Disney before. I mean, he's been around that studio. Maybe Guy Ritchie is more available overseas and stuff like that. I don't. Again, you're right. He's a better heist movie director, but I think the writing also set this back as far as it's concerned. I don't know how much good directing you can have if your writing is not quite as good. And
This was
again, I've told you the first 10 minutes of Solo is some of the worst stuff Star Wars I have ever seen, or at least it's in there in that realm. But afterwards, it's not a half bad movie.
oh, I
It's not a
thought it
half
was
bad
all
movie,
right.
no.
Yeah, for sure.
But all right, so I'm going to go with Mandalorian and Grogu. Once again, it is, of course, the Pop Culture Cosmos. It is Josh Peterson along with me, Gerald Glassford. We're in the middle of the Box Office Fantasy League. So we've picked already, as of now, I've picked Avengers Doomsday, Moana, Super Mario Galaxy Movie, Toy Story 5, and Mandalorian and Grogu for my team. Josh, for his team, has Spider Man Brand New Day, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle Part 2, The Odyssey, and Minions 3. So this is where, like I said, you like with the picks now for now on, these are no longer guaranteed $1 billion movies unless we're picking the next Chinese superstar movie. And I don't think Nezha 3 is on the way. So I don't know if it, well, I know it's on the way at some point in time, but I don't know if it's on the way this year. But be that as it may, my friend, what is next as far as for you at number 5?
This is gonna be like a major dice roll here. This is a because okay, Narnia. What was it?
The Netflix one.
Yeah, so this one, Narnia, is slated to have an exclusive theatrical and IMAX run. So it's made by Netflix, but I think this is going to be one of those movies that we're not going to see. It's going to drop into theaters probably for a month before it hits streaming services. So I think that this movie could make a lot of money.
I will say I will agree with you on that. And The Magician's Nephew, by the way, Narnia, The Magician's
That's what I
Nephew.
was yeah, I couldn't remember which
Yes.
one was.
And it's made by Greta Gerwig, by the
Mhm.
way, who she has that little Barbie movie that, kind of
Oh,
scored really huge.
heard of.
Yes, yes, yes. So I think that is a great pick as far as it's concerned. So Narnia is what you have. The Magician's Nephew. Let me go ahead and capitalize it because I want to easier for viewing out there. So yes, Narnia, the Magician's Nephew. This is the project she wanted, but in order to get the okay to do it, for her to want to do it with Netflix, there has to be a release. And you're seeing that these directors say, okay, you want me to do this film, you want me to do it with you, you're going to have to release it out in theaters for X amount of time. So we're starting to see the creators have a little bit more say in the direction of these films, and
Yeah.
it needs a really big month worldwide in order to go ahead and achieve financial success, because Netflix doesn't really care about box office success from what we've seen, Josh.
No. But what I do admire with Netflix though is they're saying like, hey, we're gonna do the Chronicles of Narnia, but we're gonna start from the beginning. So most of the other, even the old BBC adaptations, they always jumped around the timeline instead of doing like it needs to start here and needs to end here. And I think that's kind of like what lost momentum for Narnia last time they tried to make these movies.
Well, we will see what happens with what's going on with the latest Narnia movie. So, if The Magician's Nephew is going to be able to be a big hit, it will make Josh very happy. But it will have that limited time frame of a
Mhm.
month, most likely to do so. So we will wait and see what happens there. So my pick next. Whew. My pick next is something that's received a lot of interest, a lot of good word, a lot of good buzz. Uh, and I think it actually might be a hit. It's the first original movie on this list, amazingly enough. Josh, I think we're at number 11 before we get to finally our first original movie on this list. But I'm going to go Project Hail Mary.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say that at some point. Good
Yep.
pick, man. I hear it's actually early reviews are saying it's really good.
Yep. And people seem to be responding very positively to the trailers. It is written by the writer of the Martian. So that he went really out on a stretch to go from a guy isolated on Mars to a guy isolated near the sun. So this is a big stretch for him. So
Yeah, right.
but it actually is getting a lot of good advanced buzz, and Ryan Gosling seems like a very likable character as far as a box office superstar that people can resonate with. It doesn't seem to be politically enhanced. Just hey, let's go try and save the universe. Let's go try to save the world. Let's go try and save the earth. And that's that. So I think a lot of people these days just want to see a movie that takes them away. That's the reason why we watch movies is escapism. Is what we want to do is escape.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And I think this movie will do just that. And all it needs is a solid critical rating, like a 7.5. And I think it's really going to do pretty good at the box office. So Project Hail Mary is my sixth pick on our box office fantasy league countdown. So I've gone 6 up. You're now turned to go 6 up. What is your sixth pick on the box office fantasy league?
I'm gonna roll the dice again because this one probably isn't even gonna come out this year. But on the off chance it does, I want to have it on my bench. All right.
Well, no, this won't be on your account. You will have. Just make sure you have. If you're not sure, just make sure you have a good alternate. I'll say that.
Okay, Dune 3.
Oh, Dune 3. Okay. Now, I would have said that with you until I found out that they have because they're being it's being as of now it's being released the same week as Avengers Doomsday, but they have locked up all the IMAX theaters
Yeah.
for that week. So I picked it against TJ based on that
Yep.
premise. So and if it's really good and if it screens well and ahead of time, they're going to pitch it for an Oscar. They're going to want to put it before Christmas for an Oscar, my
Oh,
friend.
I'm sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
So I don't know if it'll be not titled Dune Messiah though. Do you think they'll keep the Dune Messiah name after the book?
I don't know. We're in really weird, like a lot of weird religious stuff happening. So I don't know if they'll do that, but maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, because that's the name of the book. It's been the name of the book for how many years? I'm just
Yeah.
it's yeah. But you're right. People make a big deal over everything these days. So Dune 3 is Josh's sixth pick. A really solid pick indeed. And I hope it does do well for you because you and I have talked about this as far as Dune 1 and Dune 2 being two of the best films that we've seen in the past 10 years. And well, at least I have. Did you like it as much as I did or no? I think you did not. Now it's hitting me now. I'm not sure if you liked it as much as I did. I know we liked Dune 1, I think is one we
Yeah.
discussed.
Yes, I like Dune 1 a lot, but Dune
Okay.
2 was like I think my issue was it with that is that it was the story was so jumpy.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember exactly what we talked about. We discussed this, but I don't remember exactly what I said. But I think it had a lot to do with like how jumpy the story was and Austin Butler's part in it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'll have to go back and listen to that episode again.
I think that's again. I think I love both movies, and I think it's just a question: will it translate to a larger audience? And I think the success of Mr. Marty Supreme himself, Timothée Chalamet, and his hair.
Yeah.
I think he's the shoe-in to get the Oscars here. As we're recording this here in a few days, so I think that that win will help propel Dune 3, and knowing it's the final Dune 3 for Denis Villeneuve as well. So
Yeah.
even if it does a massive amount, Denis Villeneuve is going on to James Bond. So this
Yeah.
could be the last of the Villeneuve Dune trilogy right there, even if the series goes on. So we'll have to wait and see. But Dune 3, I really like to pick because I really want. I will be helping you if that comes out this year. I will be helping you get closer to your goal of winning this event. So I
Yeah.
will. I'll
Thank
put
you.
it there.
I
Yes,
appreciate
yes. Next one I'm going to go with is. Whew, there's still some contenders there. I'm going to go with Devil Wears Prada 2.
Oh, good one.
Yes, for my 7th pick. I think that this is a highly anticipated movie with a larger than expected audience. And I think that it has a good $500 to $700 million run in its wake worldwide. So I think it reaches to a audience that I think is going to come back to it, and if it actually has good reviews, it could be coming back to it even more. So, Devil Wears Prada 2 is my 7th pick, my friend.
Okay. All right. All right. This is another dice roll. You right? Because I think that this movie has the power of fans uniting in honor of its creator.
Okay, I know which one you're going. This is where it was picked in the last one, and I was saving it for my 9th pick. But go ahead, my friend.
Dragon Ball Super Galactic Patrol.
Ooh, that's not the quest. Dragon Ball Z. What is it? Super Control, correct?
It's called Dragon Ball Super The Galactic Patrol.
Super the Galactic Control. That is not where I thought you were going to. Oh, but Galactic Control. Okay. All
It's like
right.
I look at it this way, all right? The last Dragon Ball movie, superhero, made about 126 million
Mm-hmm.
worldwide. This one, Akira Toriyama just passed away. People are seeing the power of anime in the movie theater, and Dragon Ball is like Japan's what? It's like a third of their economy relies on Dragon Ball over there, which is crazy, but it's actually really it's true. So I think that this movie is going to be insane. I think it's going to do really well.
Those specific things that you just said can be applied to what I'm going to pick. This was my pick that I had saved to the side, and I thought I was going to get it. I thought TJ had missed this pick. I thought, man, this is something that could reach $1 billion. This is something that if it still hits and there's still that fascination, this could, yeah, I mean, this is as projected as far as on the deep end, $1 billion. And it's something that could resonate worldwide as well. That to me was most important. I'm going to go with Michael at number 8 for me.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes, Michael and his I guess his nephew, not nephew, it's a nephew. I think it's nephew that's actually playing the role of Michael. The nose has been quite in question. It's a very interesting prosthetic nose per se on him. If you've seen the trailers, you'll understand why, but I think the fascination with Michael Jackson is still there. And I think it's going to resonate worldwide. I think you're going to see probably 200 to 300 million here in the States, but you're going to see it blow up on a worldwide basis.
Okay. All right. All right.
So
Yeah,
I got
that's the biopics, dude, are actually really they've been really good movies. Like a lot of the ones that have come out been really good.
again, I'm thinking that it will score really well. I mean, when I saw a prognostication for it when I was studying with TJ on it, it had it at number 5 overall, as far as the outlet that was covering it. It projected at number 5 overall for the year, and I was like, wow. And so I was hiding it. I was like putting it to the side. I had it right there. And I'm like, oh, he was getting into the six pick, and he still wasn't pick. I'm like, oh yes, I could throw that at number 9 or 10. Nope, he got it at 7. I was like, no.
Oh,
So with that, it is time for your number 8. Where are you going to go with number 8?
so I'm gonna say Lee Cronin's The Mummy.
The not Brendan Fraser mummy,
Yes.
but that's
Yeah,
a very interesting take.
because Weapons made 260 million, I think, right?
Yes. I think
So
400 million worldwide, or let me see. Let's see. Weapons. I'll check. Go ahead, my friend.
and I'm just gonna throw this out here. I don't think like we're narrowing the list of things coming out, and I don't think that I'm thinking that Supergirl is gonna make less than 400 million.
Wow. Okay, and I picked Supergirl on my list last time. 264 million. You
Yeah.
are correct. Yes.
So I think that this movie is going to it's going to sit around 3 or 400 million. I think that that's a pretty decent haul for a second for a horror movie.
Okay. All
But we
right.
could get lucky and it could break into like Conjuring territory.
Indeed it can. But we will wait and see. Yes, but I picked Supergirl on my list last time. But yeah, I guess that there's a possibility that it could do that far less, or could do okay, considering the fact that she was a character in these in the Superman movie. So we will wait and see. I'm gonna go next with Hunger Games:
Mm,
Sunrise on the Reaping as my next pick. The first prequel did okay, and I'm thinking this is going to be more of the same. I mean, there seems to be still an appetite for it, so we will see on the Reaping. So, yep. What are your thoughts, my friend? Because the book has done really well of recent
yes.
note.
Yes. So I definitely think that The Hunger Games is a money-making franchise. I know the prequel. What was the last one? The I forget what it's called, but the one that had what's it, Rachel Ziegler in it or whatever. Like that one did okay, right? I mean,
Yes.
but yeah, people are wanting more Hunger Games clearly. So I wonder if they're going to eventually make something that takes place after the original
The
books. But
Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes
Ballad
was the one I
of
came.
That's the one. But yeah, I mean, this is a backstory that everybody's wanted. So I feel like it'll probably do pretty well.
And the book has done really well, based because it came out last year, and
Yeah.
a lot of people have really thought that this movie would do well. So Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping is my number 9 pick. What is your number 9 pick?
All right. Meet the Parents for Fokker-in-Law.
Oh, indeed. This is one we did not pick in either of our lists, TJ and I. So uh,
Meet the Fockers, I think, right, was the last one that came out, and
mhm.
that made about $560 million. So I think that this one, if enough people who are fans of the original movie are still willing to go see this in theaters, I think it could do the same.
Well, there you go. That's actually a pretty good choice. I'm gonna go with what am I gonna do? I'm gonna check to see, because we're now coming down to the nitty gritty right here. It is now number 10, so I gotta be very careful what I'm gonna think as far as what I'd want to do. Um, hmm, hmm, hmm.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go with something that actually Warner Brothers has a little bit of faith in. It made a move. They made a move. I don't know if you remember this. They made a move of a certain film that they moved it out of a fall spot because they realized that it was probably better for them and the movie because it had received early initial good response as far as it's concerned. So they moved it into a spring slash summer, beginning of the summer box office slot. So with that, I'm going to go with Mortal Kombat
Oh, nice. That
2.
was my next pick. Nice. Good job.
Yes. Mortal Kombat 2. And I'm going to go with that with Carl Urban. So Johnny Cage right there for you. People are really warming up to Carl Urban's take on Johnny Cage. So
Yes.
there, there you go, my friend. There's my 10th pick. We still have yet to pick our alternates, and you have still picked yet to pick your 10th pick as well. Actually, I put that under yours, so it should be under mine. What is your 10th pick on this list, my friend?
All right. I'm gonna throw Supergirl on there. Let's see how let's roll the dice and see how it does.
I like her as a character. I like her character. I think she was one of the best characters there. I like that spirit, but like you said, will she be accepted? You know, she's got a lot of issues. They go into why she has a lot of issues. Um, but will it be accepted by a large audience? That's the question, my friend.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I think it was on my list. I put it on my list with TJ. So I'm gonna say I'm thinking it might do well. And I based a lot of that off the momentum from Superman. So Superman made $600 million. Supergirl does half that or more. You're still talking 350, $400 million worldwide.
Yeah. Yeah.
So why did you pick it, do you think?
Because it is, I mean, okay, so Superman, like you said, made a decent amount of money. This could go both ways, right? Like this could be one that makes a lot of money, or it could be one that makes hardly any money. It was too dangerous to put in my top 5.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, the ones that I have left that haven't been chosen by either of us are also like, a couple of them probably won't make much money, but the ones that I do are like wild cards. So all that I have left is wild cards.
Fair enough. My first alternate, these movies can replace whether a movie is pushed back, one of the movies in our top 10 are pushed back, or if we can go ahead and replace it as on the list. I'm going to go with Cat in the Hat.
Oh, I also forgot about that one.
That is coming out the first week scheduled right now. It was pushed back from February into a November 6th starting slot. So I'm going to go with that. I think it's going to be a solid movie that's going to hopefully by the time Thanksgiving weekend comes around still be available and still be there to get some good family viewing as well. So hopefully it'll get a second life towards the end of that month. Your thoughts on your first alternate, my friend?
I am going to pick, because this movie has IMAX release coming out, I'm going to say Street Fighter.
So you went with the fighting movie, and I went with a fighting movie. But interesting to see which IPs will meet up with which. I am intrigued.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
intrigued indeed. So I'm going to go with for my final alternate. I'm going to go with. I could go any one number of films. There we go. Put you back on there. I'm going to go with. Boy, I did it again. All right. Can you hear me? Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I keep taking myself off screen. I'm going to go with Disclosure Day. I am not sure that the film that I had on the other film I was going to choose is going to stick to its December release. So I'm going to go with Disclosure Day, and and hope that Emily Blunt's clicking and noise with the alien thing is gonna be something that people are gonna get really into. But this is the first buzzworthy movie that Steven Spielberg has made in a little while. So I will go with Disclosure Day. Your final pick on this list, my friend.
Okay. Paw Patrol 3, the Dino movie.
Paw Patrol 3, the Dino movie. Okay. So I'm not going to disagree with you on that because the Paw Patrol movie have been under the radar hits. It's something that, man, if there was a Bluey movie coming out this year, you and I would have picked it in the top 3.
Oh,
I think
it's coming out next year, though.
Yes, yeah, that'll be on our next year's fantasy league. So Paw Patrol 3, the Dino movie. Paw Patrol movies have been a solid hit for that, for the box office. So I think that's a really solid pick as well. I was toggling between Disclosure Day and the next Jumanji movie because that's a December release as well. But I'm not sure it's going to stick to that release with Avengers Doomsday and Dune 3 not too far behind. So
It's funny. I had Super Troopers 3 on my list as just movies coming out that maybe, but like the last one made like less than $2 million. I'm like, that one's probably a throwout one.
So let's go real quick over who picked what. It was me picking for my team Avengers Doomsday, Moana, the live action Moana, Super Mario Galaxy movie, Toy Story 5, Mandalorian and Grogu, Project Hail Mary, Devil Wears Prada 2, Michael, Hunger Games, Sunrise on the Reaping, Mortal Kombat 2, and my 2 alternates are Cat in the Hat and Disclosure Day. And with Josh, Spider-Man Brand New Day, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle Part 2, The Odyssey, Minions 3, Narnia, The Magician's Nephew, Dune 3, Dragon Ball Super, The Galactic Control, Lee Cronin's The Mummy, Meet the Parents 4, Father-in-Law, Supergirl, Street Fighter, the 2026 version, and Paw Patrol 3, the Dino movie. Street Fighter and Paw Patrol are the 2 alternates. Feeling confident, my friend, before we head on out?
Oh, I hope so. I think I've got enough solid picks on there to make up for the dice tossing picks.
Okay. All right. You got some good solid picks there. I think that you've also got some like you said, dice rolling picks out there, especially if Demon Slayer and Dragon Ball, if they hit to their normal fan base the way they do they usually do, you could be reaping the awards. I wish I would be more up to date on my Chinese box office. But yeah, I don't know which one to go with, which one has good vibes yet. So I had to stay away from that, although it was very tempting. And India, I was looking up the largest one that's been worldwide gross has been $300 million. But I think someday the Indian box office will have a movie we need to put on this list at some point in time down the road. I'll just say that from there. I think that's a burgeoning industry right there for you. But my friend, it's been a great episode. I cannot thank you enough for being a participant. I told you this would be fun. Both you and TJ were like, a fantasy thing. I don't know about this. But then you guys did it. Then you had a blast. Seems like you had fun. Any last thoughts before we head on out?
No, I mean that was a good time. I do gotta pick your brain on something real quick. Obviously, I'm sure you've seen the screenshots of the Amazon's God of War show. What are your thoughts on that?
There's no real name actors that they're putting behind it that most people would be familiar with. I've seen the pictures right now of Kratos.
Not impressing me.
And not impressing me. But then again, if he's pissed off, does it really matter?
Yeah.
Just
So I mean,
people
we'll see. Yeah, I mean, it's really all about the story and this. Like, how do you the video game's like a hyper visualization type of video game. So how do you balance that with storytelling? I guess we'll see how that works out.
He was the Hulk before the Hulk. So you need to be angry, Kratos. Need to be angry. And if he's not angry, and that's going to be the hard deal. If you're portraying Kratos and how can you be angry for that consistently long of a period of time, especially if it's a series? So I don't know.
Oh yeah. Oh
We'll have
yeah.
to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. So for Josh Peterson, this is Gerald Glassford. It's another beautiful day in paradise right here in the Pop Culture Cosmos. We thank you for listening. And here's hoping you have yourself a great day.
Welcome to the Pop Culture Cosmos.